That's not how the Force works.
I don't care.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the movie. There's one scene that sticks out, and it probably sticks out for everybody, which is that, have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
I don't care. I don't care.
G'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage. Prepare to start the show, R2. This is where the fun begins. Yo! G'day guys and welcome to Casual Rage 218, where we're going to casually rage out about the topics of the week. There is a little bit to talk about this week because we've got, it's again the same kinds of things that we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks. Superman, Fantastic Four, a little bit of Star Wars news and topics to go over. But there is also, yes, Ferrofema, bring it up. You see the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer. I have not seen it yet. We're going to watch it here live. I saw the little teaser thing that they put out yesterday, and I was kind of excited for that. I'm going to talk a little bit about my thoughts on the Mortal Kombat movie, the first one in this sort of series of movies. Because I must admit, when I first saw it, I hated it. But it's grown on me a little bit. I don't hate it as much as I like. Back when I actually watched it, I remember going and seeing it in theaters, and I was so over like lore changes and character changes and stuff like that. And the one thing that I really didn't like about the Mortal Kombat movie was the way that they got invited to the tournament was through the tattoo. And then obviously you inherit the tattoo when you kill someone. And I don't like that. So, we will talk a little bit about Mortal Kombat, but we do have some Superman stuff to talk about. It's funny. I've got Fantastic Four hype in the title, but there's no hype. I know that they keep dropping like all the trailers and everything. And we talked about this last week with Superman as well, where if you watch all the little teasers, if you watch all the TV spots, if you watch all the trailers, and you watch all the like 1 minute clips, like scenes that they release and stuff like that, you can almost say that you've seen the movie. You can at least say that you've seen half the movie. You can at least say with the Superman stuff that they released that I reckon you saw the majority of the first half of that movie. Just through and it's just crazy to me that that's the way that they've decided to go with it. That's the way that they've decided to go with it. So let's quickly say hello to the chat and see who we've got here. We got 25 people already here watching. How you doing, everyone? I know there's probably some lurkers in there, so hello, lurkers. Guys, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Smash the like button, all that good shit, you know. We got Tillium in the chat. How you doing? Good to see you, and shalom. We've got OG Star Wars. How you doing, Alora? Good to see you as well. She had calf chat this morning while I was sound asleep. We got Holocaust Library Fox. And it wasn't because of the stream that I fell asleep. I was already dead asleep to the world. It was, 3 a.m.? We got Star Wars Marvel Purist. How you doing, Justin? Good to see you. Dude, we need to get together. We need to work this out. Or otherwise, if we don't work out doing the stream for the Rise of Darth Vader novel, we're going to have to reread it again. By the time we actually work out when we're actually going to do it, we'll have to have read it again. Quentin, how you doing? Good to see you. Commence Casual Rage, yes. Lara A, she's going to watch the replay. How you doing, Lara? Good to see you. We got King Chris in the chat. How you doing, King Chris? Dr. Coffin Nails. Papa Palpatine's Pizza Padawan. Rage on, yes. Let's see. Mike Hill. Butcher. Melissa Lord, Gabriel Knight. How you doing, Gabriel? Good to see you. Let's get this party started. We got here. Cheers. This is my cold coffee, my energy drink. Cheers. With the little coffee super sticker. Yes, be sure to smash that like button. You know how I was saying I haven't, over sort of the last week or the last 2 streams I think we've done, I haven't been doing so well. I'm fine. I've just got a very blocked head. And, hang on, I need to do something. That's better. It would have sounded gross to you guys what I just did. I think most of you know what I just did. Ferrafima, how you doing? Good to see you. SWA, super whiny and fantastic ball. Dude, I know that Superman, I know the people that are doing all the tracking of Superman and the box office and everything. I was listening to Ryan, just rewatching their daily that they do, and I was rewatching it, and Ryan was talking about how there's there could be a possibility that Fantastic Four will possibly do better than Superman, and I think about that, and I'm like, no, I don't know whether or not that's the case, or whether or not Superman isn't doing as good as sort of people thought that it was going to do. But in that case, then I think that Fantastic Four is going to follow that same trend, you know. And there's a lot of words being spat around about superhero fatigue, and that doesn't exist. It's bad movie fatigue. Because if you got a superhero movie, if we got a Superman movie, you know how many people were sort of wanting this Superman to be good, hyped for a Superman movie. Despite the fact that there are people out there that, you know, that sort of the Snyderverse ended, and then people just want to see good Superman. People just would want to see good Fantastic Four. You know what I mean? And if they were good, then I think that would get reflected in the box office. The reason why it doesn't get reflected in the box office now, I don't think, is because the word of mouth means more now than it has ever before, I feel. They've fucked things up so much that there is no longer that trust that the audience has anymore, where they think, oh, they're coming out with a Superman movie, I'll go see it. Look, I might not like it, like it might not be great, but I will get some enjoyment out of it. You know, it might still be a good movie, a guilty pleasure movie. Like there are moments of Superman Returns that I think are fantastic. The first half of that movie, I think, is actually really good. Other than the fact that, you know, Superman in that movie doesn't really have too many lines and like, you know, but I think overall I really like it. There's a lot to like about that movie. And you could call it a guilty pleasure movie. I couldn't even go into this new Superman as a guilty pleasure movie. I just didn't like, it's campy for the kids. And I get that. And it's probably going to play well with the kids, with the dog as well and everything like that. But I didn't like that. I didn't like it. It just made me think it was like a silly cartoon, live action cartoon, like really silly. And maybe that's what they were going for. Maybe that's what they wanted. Maybe that's what people think that Superman should be. That, like I was saying on Flashcast, and I'm like sort of going over it here. I know like people are a bit sick of talking about Superman, I think, but I don't think I've given my sort of full review. Like we talked about it a little bit last week, but I hadn't seen it last week. There was and I mentioned this on Flashcast, there was never a moment in this Superman movie where Superman was sort of like, you know, stoic and took control of this moment. You know, the two moments that I actually really think about when it comes to a moment like that for Superman is either in Superman Returns when he saves Lois in the plane crash and the, you know, sends the rocket out into space and all of that sort of thing. That scene is Superman, like he's super, he saves the day, no one dies, and like I love the bit when he walks into the plane and he's looking directly at Lois and he's like, "Are you okay?" Like he wants to make sure she's okay first, and then he sort of goes on and speaks to the rest of the people in the plane and everything, and you know, is everyone okay? And everybody's in a bit of awe, you know, like, and even the way that they make the way that it's shot when he walks into the plane, like he rips the door off and it shows his feet floating down onto the floor, like nice and soft. You know, it's real. I think that's really good. Anyway, and then he walks out of the plane, sort of flies out of the plane, and the crowd in the baseball field just goes mental. That was awesome. That's Superman. To me, that's amazing. That was a really, really good part of that movie. I love that part. The other one for me is in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think it's Zack Snyder's one. I don't think it was the other one. When the axe comes down and Henry Cavill's Superman is standing there and he's just like, "Are you serious?" sort of thing. And then just beats down. Superman moment. Didn't need saving, didn't need somebody else to come in and save the day. And the funny thing is I also mentioned this on Flashcast, that this movie was basically the only thing that Superman defeated in this movie was the cancel campaign that Lex put on him and hit the Uno reverse card to get Lex canceled, right? The crazy thing about that is it wasn't even Superman that got him canceled. It was Lois and Jimmy and obviously Miss Tessmacher sending those messages that was able to, like, he didn't even like save himself. He needed help. So, like, to me, this movie just it's like, the thing is, like, I get sick of the reboots of the universes. Like, I don't know how you guys feel. Like, oh, all right, we're starting. Oh, okay, we're starting again. We get a couple of movies in. All right, we're starting again. We're doing something different. We're shifting gears or whatever. And they come out and do this. And, you know, I was impartial, but I would have preferred to have a good Superman movie. But now I kind of feel like, you know, I know they're not going to, but fucking scrap this and start again. You know what I mean? But I don't want them to because I'm sick of the reboots and everything. SWA, thank you for the member chat. Papa Palpatine's Pizza Padawan. We saw Fear Fema's super chat, and we will get to that. Thank you for the $2, Fear Fema. Russell Hall, how you doing, Russell? Good to see you, brother. For $2, says crack open a Foster's and throw a shrimp on the barbie. Yeah, crack open a Foster's and chuck a shrimp on the barbie. Jesus. Will Casual Rage 225 be a special episode? I don't think so. I've never done them for the quarter mark ones, Quinton. Yeah, like 200, 250, 300, 350. Oh, that's what I sort of do. But like, even when I say that, like something special for the episodes, I think for 200 we didn't really do anything, did we? Did I have guests on? I can't even remember. Carl Urban as Johnny Cage. Good casting. Yeah. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Superman is garbage. We got King Chris in the chat. Dark Lord. Hail, how you doing? Who else we got here? OG. I think I'm sort of caught up on stuff. We got Soul Assassin in the chat. How you doing, Soul? Just want to make sure that I've got most people. Is that Sparrowgate? Is that what that's supposed to be? I'll just stick with the classic Christopher Reeves Superman. The funny thing is like, you know, I got problems with some of Christopher Reeves Superman movies, some of them, or some parts of them. And back when we were doing the what was it? The Raging Greek Jedi show. Jesus, feels like a lifetime ago. We talked about Superman, and you know, Superman even spinning the Earth the other way. Like, it was funny. Like, I always think, you know, he's spinning the Earth the other way to turn back time, but what does that do to gravity? Like, to me, it shouldn't really turn back time. That's not how that should work. But anyway, it is obviously in this movie. But like, my thought was like, the Earth is starting to slow down its rotation, and it gets to a point where it's actually stopped before it starts spinning the other way. And I was like, what happens to all the people on Earth? Do they just start floating off the Earth? And then when the Earth starts spinning the other way, it's like they get sucked back to the Earth. Anyway, it's just a funny little conversation that we had over there about that. But yeah, like, I still think the embodiment of Superman and Clark, in fact, Christopher Reeve, his ability to essentially play two different characters in one is pretty much, I think, second to none. And I think he was able to, embody Clark really well, and then completely remove Clark and embody Superman really, really well. Mike Hill for 5 says Taika Waititi is set to direct direct and ruin a new Judge Dredd movie. No, that's got to be fake. That's got to be fake. Is that real? Because you know what Taika Waititi does. He's the campy comedic king. Well, second to James Gunn, maybe. It's real. Dread Love and Thunder coming soon. That's horrible news. That is horrible news. This is the thing. Like, I kind of feel like back in the day, directors would stay in their lane. You know, it's not just like you're an amazing director at doing this. All right, come on. Like, for the best example that you could sort of give is Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. She's an activist documentary director. Let's give her Star Wars. Like, what? How about you just stay in your lane? You be an activist and you do documentaries. How about you just do that? You know, a horror director would direct horror. They wouldn't necessarily come over to something else unless they wanted to try and horrify it a little bit. Leslie Headland is another great fucking example. But like, again, sort of like with James Gunn, right? I like Guardians of the Galaxy. In fact, I like all three Guardians of the Galaxy. 2's are probably the worst one out of all of them. 1's the best. 3's in the middle. But all in all, like what he was able to do, especially in that first one with the characters, bringing them together and the way that he portrayed the characters or got the characters to portray themselves, all of that sort of thing. Really good ensemble sort of thing, a bit jokey, a bit campy, but works and fits. And you do have those moments where you actually do laugh because it is actually funny. You know, the bit where Quinn's, what's his name? Star-Lord's doing that and stuff, you know. But to then throw him, that doesn't suit Superman. He tried to bring his James Gunnisms to Superman. But no. Why would you bring Taika Waititi to Dread? To Dread, of all things. Yes, he did turn Drax the Destroyer into a moron. That's true. But look, honestly, I don't mind. I hate the way he looks now. But Batista, is it Batista? Under all that? Who fucking, I can't remember. It's too many wrestlers that are coming out of wrestling and going into movies. Seen the way he looks right now? Fucking, it looks weird. It looks like he injected soy into his bloodstream. That's what it actually looks like. Instead of the roids, he injected soy. Anyway. So yeah, just we'll go back to Superman. I'm going to just, we sort of started talking about it anyway. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens when Fantastic Four actually does drop, and actually does come out, and see how that does affect Superman. If it does, I don't know whether or not people are really invested in this stuff. I was actually talking to one of my bosses, one of my managers. And like, we get a day off every week. It's Friday right now for me. I get a day off every Friday. His day off is every Wednesday. And apparently he went to the movies with his sons. And I'm like, oh, what'd you go see? Superman? And no, they went and saw How to Train Your Dragon. And I think his oldest is, I'm going to say, I think 7 or 8. Now, yeah, 7 or 8, like, you know, go and see How to Train Your Dragon, like, especially if they're fans of it and as kids, and, You know, might have been that one movie that it's like again. But yeah, they went and saw that, and it just sort of surprised me. I thought that, you know, he was going to say, "Oh, we went and saw Superman," but there were some of the other sales guys at work that went and saw Superman. They actually went and saw it on Sunday while I was doing Flashcast. They invited me to go with them, but I'm like, oh, I've got to do the stream, and I'm going to be seeing it before that anyway. And neither of them liked it, and they're like. A bit more normie kind of, you know. One of my other colleagues at work, he just bought a whole heap of Hot Toys. A whole heap. I honestly reckon he spent at least $5,000. Like, and really quick too. Like, he got it. He has this sick collection now. Yeah, he bought it all very, very quickly. I thought you were a fan of what's going on? I thought you were a fan of Casual Rage, you fucking EU hating grifter. But yeah. You know what's going to be even more interesting, I think, is seeing what happens when Doomsday hits. I think with I know I'm jumping ahead a fair bit here, but I think with the shit movie fatigue that's been going on, I feel like a lot of people are going to wait for the word of mouth. And if what we've been leading up to it, and how I don't know, fucking clustered this movie sort of just feels straight off the bat with the people that they're bringing in and what this movie's going to be, with no real lead up to it. To be fair, they're trying, but it's not really doing anything, and people aren't watching it. That's the one that's going to be fucking interesting to see. It's going to have a massive opening weekend, and I swear, even the guys that I had at work, they'll probably go and see it opening weekend, and they'll come back at work and they'll say that it was shit. And a lot of them are like, you know, they are superhero fans. They loved the MCU, the stuff that they did with that. You know, again, the other guy that bought all the Hot Toys stuff, they're all MCU Hot Toys characters. He did get a couple of other franchises, but like, man, I just think the shit movie fatigue is causing everybody to sit back and wait a second. And I think I've said this on multiple occasions now. They go and they wait for their favorite YouTuber to give their non-spoiler review first to see whether or not it's worth them seeing it. As soon as that person says that, you know, it's shit. You know, if you're like me, you basically won't like it. Then they sort of scout out the spoiler stuff. I really enjoyed F1. I got to go and I'm hoping that it's still in theaters. Actually, let me just check that, because if I don't see that in theaters, I think I'll be really disappointed. So this is my closest theater. Films. What do we got? Now showing. F1 is still there. Let's see. Oh, come on. Okay, it's still there. That's the important thing. I need to put in my location and everything. Yeah, it's not going to be there much longer. I think by the time Fantastic Four comes out, it'll be done. Its run will be done. So I got to see that like in the next week, I guess. And apparently that's had a really good run too. I reckon, I don't know whether or not they released F1 at the right time. I guess it is what it is, but you know, they released F1 and then following that was basically Jurassic World, Superman, and Fantastic Four. And I don't know whether or not you want to be like starting that run. You kind of want to be at the end of that run, don't you? Or has everybody spent all their money? I don't know. Don't know. Very funny. Very funny. Going straight from F1 to F4. What happened to 2 and 3? Haha. I need one of those. All right. I've got a couple of things in regards to Superman that we'll just quickly touch on here. So if again, just because I haven't sort of given a review on Casual Rage or on my channel, let me just say this. Superman for me is I actually started at a 4.5 out of 10, and the more that I've actually spoken to people about it, some of the guys at work as well, and even talking about it on Flashcast, it's sort of dropped to maybe a 3.5, but 4. It's worse. It's worse than I originally thought. So it's now outside of just the meh area of being bad. It's now just, it's actually pretty fucking bad. There's so much Jor-El's stuff I fucking hated. I gave it a 4.5 out of 10. I think Grizzy said 5. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I started at 4.5, and it just got worse for me the more I thought about it. The more I thought about it. So, I don't know if you've seen David Cornsweat. He comes across as a pretty big Star Wars fan. In everything that I've seen him talk about it, he seems to know his stuff. And like there is that video of him in the car. I don't know if you've seen that, where the soundtrack is going and he's saying the lines from the movie as the soundtrack is going. You need to have seen the movie a fair few times, I think, to be able to do something sort of like that. You know, he's talked about being a Star Wars fan. So David Cornsweat's Star Wars watch order. Now, I don't know how, like, I would need to get his context of how he's come to this. Because, 1, you watch A New Hope. 2, you watch Empire. 3, you watch basically the entire prequel trilogy all the way up until and then you watch Return of the Jedi last. I see what he's done there. Like, the conclusion of both trilogies is Return of the Jedi, right? So what he's saying is, it's kind of silly though. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the shock factor of the I am your father by watching those first 2. And then you're getting the context of the father. And then you're getting the conclusion of the entire story. I see what he's done there. But honestly, actually, now that I think about it, that's not the worst way to watch it. I actually think that that's probably a better way to watch it than watching Phantom Menace through Revenge of the Sith first, and then like watching the prequel trilogy first, and then the OT second. Yeah, it's better than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct, Andrew. Yes. I see what he's done there. Now that I've actually given it some thought and got some sort of context in my head of how that sort of rolls out, that's not. You know what's actually kind of funny? I might actually sit down and watch it like that and just see, because I've never done that. Obviously, you can't watch all of that in a day. I'm not going to do a massive binge watch of it, but it'd be interesting to actually kind of watch it in that order. Because I have watched it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have watched it 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Corn Sweat is only 32 years old, let's not forget. Yeah. But still, now that I think about the context of that order, it's not the worst. That's worse. That's worse. Watching it in that order is worse than, I believe, watching it in that order, which I never thought I'd actually say when I actually started talking about this. Anyway, there you go. So, not too bad. And that's another, I don't know, almost a little tick for him in regards to, hang on a second, I didn't even think about that. No, I get that. I know, I'm pretty sure I do recall George coming out and saying, watch it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was just never able to, really get everything together to do the first ones. But I don't know. I still think watching it 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 is the best and really the only way that you should watch it. How you doing? DJ Nuisance. Maybe you just aren't a true fan, Rhino. Maybe. No, Quinton. 1 through 6 is the way to watch. No. You guys watch it however you fucking want to watch it. I don't really care. All right. Well, that's not too bad. Let's move on. David Cornsweat was asked if he would rather return as Superman in upcoming film or play a Jedi in Star Wars. And he just said a Jedi Knight. When these guys answer this question, for somebody like him, I could probably understand it, why he would say a Jedi. But again, I'd just like to point out, David, I don't think you quite realize, or maybe you do, but I don't think you quite realize what you're actually asking for, buddy. Because the Jedi that we're getting now aren't Jedi. The Star Wars that we're getting now is not Star Wars. So what you're asking for is you're asking to get a role in a parody. I understand. You want to play the role of a Jedi Knight. A true Jedi Knight. I get it. And in a perfect world where Star Wars hasn't been destroyed and, all is well, maybe that could have happened. But, you just spitting this out there, they're going to get you a contract, you're going to get into a movie, and it's going to destroy your career. Because that's what Star Wars does now. It doesn't build careers. Well, it didn't build Mark Hamill's either, to be fair. But, if it had any possibility of building a career, it doesn't anymore. What did it do for the actors that were sort of a bit more established when they did the sequel trilogy? What did it do for, what's his name? Poe Dameron? What's his fucking name? He was already an established actor. Haven't really seen him in a lot since then. Must admit, I haven't really been looking out for it, but I haven't really seen, he's not really truly, out there in your face. What about Kylo Ren? I can't even remember these actors' names. You know, it completely destroyed Daisy Ridley. That's the one name I do remember. Completely destroyed her fucking career. Star Wars has destroyed, if you're not careful, it will destroy you in other ways too, right, Gina? You know, Disney makes sure that, Adam Driver, thank you. What did it do for Gina's career? Oh, what did it do for Pedro's career? But why? Now, Pedro Pascal was pretty much a little bit more of an established actor already as well. And I don't think it was necessarily The Mandalorian, but fuck, he's gotten heaps of fucking shit since then, despite how shit he is. And I think that, I actually liked him in The Golden Circle. What's it called? The Kingsman. That second Kingsman movie. I thought he was good in that. That was back before we got flooded with Pedro Pascal everywhere. Fuck, it would not surprise me if Pedro ends up being Bond. It would not surprise me if Pedro ends up being like every fucking... I heard that they're keeping who Voldemort is in the Harry Potter series a secret. Fuck. Maybe they're keeping it a secret intentionally because it is Pedro Pascal and they've seen that people are fucking hating so much Pedro at the moment that they're like, hang on, we can't change it, but let's just give it a rest for a second. That, Pedro's about to have this movie come out. We don't want to, that might be another thing too. They might not be allowed to mention anything until after that comes out. Could you imagine? But David, you don't know what you're asking for when you say that you'd rather be a Jedi than you'd rather do Superman. I reckon Superman's got a better chance of succeeding. The DC universe has a better chance of succeeding right now than Star Wars does. And you get given a bad script with the fucking retarded, crazy, insane, me being a part of it, Star Wars fan base. You really want that? Right now? With the way everything is so divided within the fan base? You really want that right now with how Disney is making Star Wars? No, you don't. What you're asking for is you're asking to be a Jedi in real Star Wars, not this bullshit fake Star Wars. Here we go. Let's take a listen. Actually, I need to plug my headphones in, and that means I need to... plug this in. So there's two clips here. And I haven't actually watched them. I read them. I saw them. I'm thought, okay, let's have a look, see what these things are. So Superman actor David Cornsweet talks about Qui-Gon Jinn. 25 seconds. Let's take a listen.
He wasn't the one who was supposed to train Anakin. That was supposed to be Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon had the experience and the instinct and and frankly the love, which in the Jedi Order is not terribly encouraged. But right. Qui-Gon went against the Order in feeling this great love for the kid and having this sense. And if it had been Qui-Gon, it probably would have gone better. But that said, Obi-Wan is also justified because he made a promise to his dying master. He's got to follow through, and he cares about the kid too. He wasn't.
All right. I got to push back a little bit on that. I don't think it was necessarily love from Qui-Gon. There was definitely like a connection between the two. I don't know if love had built up at that point in time. I believe that Qui-Gon saw him as the chosen one. I believe that Qui-Gon believed that the Force brought them together. And I believe that there was nothing that the council could have ever have done to stop Qui-Gon from making sure that either him or at least Anakin got trained. And but I don't know. I don't know. For me, it's a little bit of a stretch to say that Qui-Gon loved. I'm sure that he loved Obi-Wan. But Yeah, I don't know whether or not. If anyone though it would be probably Qui-Gon. But yeah, I still think that all in all, what he's saying there is true and something, a fan would break down and talk about. And yeah. Yeah, that's right. Qui-Gon listened to the will of the Force, not the Council. Correct. And I think it was more so the will of the Force and what he perceived the will of the Force doing, more so than love for Anakin. Yeah. Anyway, the thing that I like with this guy and the way that he talks about it is that he's passionate about it. You can see that he does have a bit of a love for Star Wars. And, even by saying that he'd rather be a Jedi than play, Superman again, I think kind of does speak volumes at the same time. But then there's another clip here. This is a minute, nearly 2 minutes long. David Cornsweet talks about Anakin Skywalker's fall to the dark side in Star Wars. Let's take a listen.
Thank goodness.
Are you out of your mind? Can I give you a hot take?
Yeah.
Anakin was valid in everything he did. I recently rewatched episode 1 and 2.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
No, see, she's this stupid activist fucking retard that, bad is good and good is bad. She probably loved the Acolyte because, the Jedi are bad and the Sith are good. Yeah, so she that's where that stupid thing comes from. Let's see his response to that.
Go ahead.
To say that Anakin was valid in everything that he did,
Yeah,
and then to not mention episode 3. Well, obviously, if you don't watch episode 3, there's a better argument for it all.
What, you talking about a certain order or something like that?
It's just
killing the
not
kids.
even that. Honestly, it was almost like was it necessary? Was it part of the order technically? Because
here's the thing, though, right? Padme, so in love with Padme. Do anything for love, that's valid.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Exactly. Obi-Wan.
So do anything for love, killing younglings, that's valid. You'd kill younglings for love. I'm sorry. Nothing justifies killing younglings. Nothing. She's stupid.
Ultimately is a boomer. And I hate to say it, but it's true.
Yeah, well, he wasn't the one who was supposed to train Anakin. That was supposed to be Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon had the experience and the instinct and and frankly the love, which in the Jedi Order
we obviously saw this bit in the other clip.
was not terribly encouraged. But
Right.
Qui-Gon went against the Order in feeling this great love for the kid and having this sense. And if it had been Qui-Gon, it probably would have gone better. But that said, Obi-Wan is also justified because he made a promise to his dying master. He's got to follow through, and he cares about the kid too.
What are your hot takes? What are your Star Wars hot takes?
Star Wars hot take is you should watch them. If you're going to introduce new people to them, you should watch them 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6.
4, 5. Oh yeah, no, sorry. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6. That was the
So
order.
you preserve the twist of, spoiler alert, Darth Vader is his father.
It's been out for 60 years.
And then but some 5-year-old is going to watch this, and that's your target audience.
My
right?
fan base,
yeah,
my fan
great.
base.
Mine too.
Yeah.
And then you watch 1 through 3 as a flashback, essentially, and then 6 is it's not as strong as 4 and 5 as a film, but it's a great culmination to the whole thing. It brings it all together. The stakes are bigger if you've seen 1 through 3. It feels more like a saga.
There's validity to that. I hate that. I hate the interviewer. She's a Gen Zer for sure. She's a fucking idiot. Oh, God. Sometimes I wish that, real nerds and stuff could interview some of these people. Not just shells and fucking idiots that don't even fucking understand the character and just take it to a place. For her to say that, I rewatched them recently and Anakin's justified in what he did. Yes, his love for Padme, he would have done anything for Padme, even killed younglings. Justified. So stupid. So stupid. Anakin and Vader, my favorite character in all of Star Wars. And even I can't sit here and, as much as I love Anakin, sit here and say, yeah, Anakin's justified. from what he's fucking doing. What? I'm getting an alert that I'm losing connection. Am I still with you guys? Hello? Hello? I think I'm still live. We'll ignore that. All right, let's rip that down. That's pretty much all my Superman stuff. So it's like, yeah, Superman's out. The promotion's all done. Oh, no, there is something else from James Gunn here that I've got that I didn't even realize I had. Superman as a movie's bad. Not good. And David Cornsweet is now out there talking more about Star Wars by the looks of things than Superman. I'm sure he's talking about Superman. We're just getting clips from... I'm just getting that. Let me bring this up because I forgot about this. So this was something that James Gunn talked about. Completely... this is obviously a comment from this person, Eric Davis. Completely agree with everything James Gunn says here about superhero fatigue. Let's take a listen.
I don't believe in superhero fatigue. I think there's, mediocre movie fatigue. I think you can tell stories about anything. If you see the same gangster movie over and over, you're going to get so bored. But if you see different types of criminals doing different things, that are involved in different activities, different levels of morality, different styles, it's not going to ever get boring. And I think the same thing is true about superheroes. And if the only thing that we have to offer is one character showing up and seeing two characters together that we've never seen on screen before, that was really exciting when it first happened. Nobody cares anymore. This concept of superhero fatigue in one way is real because there have been a lot of superhero movies that maybe haven't been up to what they should have been, or
yes, your movie being one of them,
what the audience wanted. You see the same thing happening across the board with movies in general, that people are not making the movies that need to.
Zod, you're saying he's wrong. You're saying that superhero fatigue is real and that it's not, because I kind of agree with him here. I think that what's going on right now is we've had shit movie fatigue. It's been shit movie fatigue or shit show fatigue, and people are now waiting for that word of mouth, waiting for the person that they trust online to tell them whether or not it's good or bad. And maybe there's a few. Maybe it's not just one person. Maybe it's not just one YouTuber or something. You know what I'm saying though. But people are they're playing a little bit more of the waiting game. Don't get me wrong. If people are getting excited for something, they're going to go and see it opening weekend. They're going to go and see it opening week, whatever. But I don't think he's wrong to say that it's sort of bad movie fatigue. Like that's what I think. I kind of agree with him there. Yeah.
Bring people into the cinemas. That's why something like Barbie works so well. Barbie did something differently than what other big movies like that did, and people went to the theater. And I wrote,
yeah, it found its target demographic, its target audience. It made a movie for that target audience and made a good enough movie for that target audience. You've made a Superman movie for a target audience of geeks, nerds, and comic book fans, and DC fans, and Marvel fans, and just that general. So everyone's going to watch Superman. Everybody's going to love Superman, no matter whether or not you're more a Marvel person or a DC person or a Star Wars person or a Star Trek person or a whatever. They're all going to go and see fucking Superman. Your movie, what comes under the category of shit movie fatigue. You're adding to the shit movie fatigue, James Gunn, with this piece of garbage. Now, I say piece of garbage like, it's not good, and it's on the shit end of meh.
Margot, the morning that came out, I said, thank you, for helping to keep theaters alive. I saw Greta Gerwig the other day. I was like, Thanks. And I think there's a few filmmakers like that now. You know, I think Matt Reeves is like that. He's a filmmaker that makes big pop movies, but they have soul and they're different. And whether you like his movies or not, that's not the important thing. He is doing something different. Being able to see those chances being taken on a big canvas is important. I want the cinema going experience to continue. I want, you know, my nephews and nieces and their children to be able to experience what I've been able to experience, going to a theater and seeing the magic of cinema. I just think we need to take risks. It hasn't been happening because people are so afraid of making a mistake. I think we should make a lot more mistakes.
Mr. Grant Gregory for $5 says, "No, you're wrong. You're wrong, mate. Superman's super selfless stunts spark smiles. Soaring strong and steady, while Star Wars slow. Sandy slog, sorta snack sci-fi start." Okay. Glad you liked it.
I don't believe in.
Oh, we're done with that. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, look, I know that there's people. Flash fucking liked it. He gave it what, a 6.5 out of 10 or something. It's fine. I think it's a shit movie. I think what they did to Jarrell is really bad. I think what they did to Ma and Pa Kent, I didn't like. We barely saw Clark Kent. And Superman was never really super. Everyone helped him save the day. He never saved the day himself. Everybody helped him save the day. even the cancel campaign, he needed help making sure that came out as untrue. Yeah. He never once in this movie beat anyone on his own. Never had a stoic, strong Superman moment. Nothing like that. Saving the squirrel or whatever, saving the dog, and yeah, cool. Like, even the kaiju fight, like, come on guys, like, we're trying to save people here, sort of thing. But there were elements there. All in all, I didn't think it was a good movie. To be fair, I didn't even see the movie, mate. That's funny. That's funny. You should see it. You should see. And like, what are your thoughts? Are you even interested, though, I guess, in seeing it? Are you even interested in the Superman movie? Okay. Let's see. So, let's check out this Mortal Kombat trailer, shall we? Now, I gotta say, I love Mortal Kombat. I love the first Mortal Kombat. It is definitely a guilty pleasure movie. I think as a Mortal Kombat movie, it works. I don't know. There's something about it that just works. What do we got? It's here. I got that, but then I've also got like a... I thought I had like the... Where is it? I got the whole like it's almost like a box set thing. It's got like there was like a TV series or something that they did, and there was like the movies that they did. That second movie is so bad. So bad. Like, you can't even call that a guilty pleasure movie. That's just bad. But then there was the new Mortal Kombat movie. When did that come out? It was like 20... Fuck. When was it? No, it wasn't 2020. Was it before or after COVID? I can't even remember now. Anyway, the most recent one. 2021. Okay, I was close. Yes, thank you guys. 2021. That one like I said at the beginning, like I walked out of it and I really didn't like it. My mate that I went and saw it enjoyed it, but I hated it. Now I've watched it a couple more times. I remember it being on TV once, and I just sort of had it on in the background, and I sort of sat down and started concentrating a little bit more on it and started watching it, and it was got a little bit better. But I hate the elements that I hated from it was the way that they got the invite to the tournament through the tattoos, and obviously that you kill someone, you get the tattoo passes to you. I hated that. I hated the new guy's abilities, basically Scorpio's descendant. I hated that. I didn't mind the fight between Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Sub-Zero though, there was some good stuff and there was some bad stuff in that movie. But I will say, the more time that has gone by, the more it's sort of like it would have been the same when I watched the first Mortal Kombat movie. You know, and it's sort of like, oh, this is shit. This is so bad. But then over time, it's kind of like it became more and more like a guilty pleasure movie. I kind of feel the same way with this newer one. I love the opening fight too. The opening fight and basically the flashback where Sub-Zero wins. So let's take a look at this. So I don't know exactly what they did here, but I think they dropped like this teaser first. So they dropped this like minute teaser to the lead up to the actual like trailer, which is 2 minutes. Yeah, this is Flash here. I saw somebody in chat saying that Flash loved it. Like, you know, he got more enjoyment out of Superman than I got. If he likes the newer Mortal Kombat more than I do, like I said, I'm getting to a point where I'm like, it doesn't really offend me anymore. But let's watch this little teaser thing first. I'm sure there's going to be a bit of a crossover in the images and stuff that we see probably in these two things. But let's watch this first of all. Carl Urban as Johnny Cage.
From New Line Cinema, the studio that brought you Cool Hand Cage. Hard to cage.
Hard to cage.
And Rebel Without a Cage.
I like it.
Comes Uncaged Fury. Starring Johnny Cage.
It's showtime.
They pissed him off. They fucked with his shades. They should have brought more guys.
You should have brought more guys.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's so campy. The rocket was sort of like just flying down and then it's hitting a fucking... That's so good.
Uncaged Fury.
All right.
Coming to a theater near you this October.
I'm sorry, I like that. I'd watch that movie, so would I. All right, I really like that. Oh my god! All right, let's actually watch the trailer, shall we? I'm going to go straight into it. That's cool.
Uno mas, thanks.
You're Johnny Cage. I loved Citizen Cage when I was a kid.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
They should do a reboot.
Nobody wants that. Shit went out in the 90s. Johnny Cage, you have been chosen to fight. Tell me you're not some crazy fans. How are you doing that?
Are you coming or what?
Where the hell am I?
It's called called Mortal Kombat. It's a fighting tournament. To the death.
Fuck that.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
This is a war.
That's cool.
This is a war.
Looks
for
good.
the fate of your world.
You dickhead know what? I'm not some champion. I don't have transformer arms or shoot lightning bolts. This shit's got nothing to do with me. I'm an actor.
I find you annoying.
Not the face.
Oh. I don't know how that. You know what it looks like to me? It looks like you can almost see his mouth, like the actor's mouth behind the. Like, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Annoying.
Not the face.
It doesn't look too bad. I will say it looks better than anything that we get in the Mortal Kombat 2 movie. Yeah, the CGI, that wasn't great. I'll say that much.
It's time to become the hero you were meant to be. All right, you big ugly fuck.
He's gonna do the splits and punch him in the balls.
It's showtime.
Cool.
Get over here!
Cool. Fatality.
Only the strong survive.
Awesome. All right.
Finish him!
Are you shitting me? You don't have any powers? Just incredibly handsome.
All right. I gotta say, I kind of like that. I liked that trailer. I like both of them, in fact. I liked both of them. That looks better. Even just the like the other thing too that I said as I walked out of the theater of the first one, I'm like, we didn't really get a tournament. And then the more that I thought about it, I'm like, hang on, we kind of did get the tournament, but it played off as like we did the tournament before the tournament sort of officially started. And I didn't really like that either. At least in this, it seems like they're actually going to do something with it when it comes to the actual tournament. And I like that. That's what Mortal Kombat, that's what this should just basically be. It just should constantly just be the tournament. You can do, like, I don't know. I liked that trailer, though. This bit looks good.
It's a fighting tournament.
That looks so sick. The only bit that didn't was is it Baraka? Didn't look that good. Yeah. I will say, like I said, it still looks better than everything that we got in that second one. See, I still think the like reptile and stuff like that in that first one was actually pretty good. Like, looked good. You could tell that it was just a fucking CGI creature when it was the creature. But, you know. Yeah, but anyway, I really like that trailer. I don't know what else to say about it. I was a little bit annoyed that we didn't get to see Johnny Cage, but they teased Johnny Cage at the end of that first one. You know, where, what's his name? The new character, whatever his name is, the Descendant. Goes, I'm going to Hollywood. He's leaving the fighting place that he was working at or whatever. But yeah, That looks good. When's it due out? Did it say? October 24. October 24. Really? Really? Screen Gregory? He's just trolling. Yeah, that's something that I'll definitely be interested in seeing. And I never thought I'd sort of say that after seeing the first one, but like this second one, like I said, looks better than the first one. Hopefully it is better. We'll see what they do with it. Does he have a tattoo? Because the tattoo would have convinced him instead of actually having to open the portal. You just go, oh, have you got this birthmark tattoo? It's like, yep. Oh, does it look exactly the same as mine? Oh, yep. That means that you have been invited to a tournament. Smoke. Was he in there? I didn't see him there. There's so many characters, though, now in Mortal Kombat that they could bring in. You know, that even... Actually, let me check something really quickly, because there was something that I noticed in this that I wasn't sure whether or not it was... Because I thought he died in the first one. What's his name? I thought I saw his hat, like, spinning along the ground or something. Where was it? No, it was after all of this. Hold on.
You were meant to be. All right, you big ugly fuck. It's showtime.
Yeah, Kung Lao. Yeah, he died in the first one, but I could have sworn I saw his hat. Get over here.
Get over here!
Is that smoke? That's not smoke, is it? If that's smoke, then where's...
Only the strong survive.
Maybe it was before. There. Yeah, see, that's his hat. So he's not... That's him. So how does he get resurrected? Because his soul is mine. Oh, unless this is in... Well, hang on. That looks like the same background as that other one where I said that it looked really good. Hold on. Let's see who he's fighting. There. Yeah, so that's Kung Lao there. Oh, is Kung Lao now working for... because look, that's fucking Liu Kang. Okay. All right. I'm down. I'm so down. Is it really? Isn't he yellow? Or am I thinking of... No, I'm thinking of Cyborg. Fuck, man. This is what I'm saying. There's so many characters. And I will say it has been a while, like a fairly long time since I've played any of them. Cyrax, not Cyborg. What the fuck am I saying? See? Thank you. Thank you for the correction. Scran is here. How you doing, Scran? Like and subscribe, yes. Yes, Cyrax. I'm down. I don't know about you guys, but I liked that trailer. And then, like, this is the great thing about, like, this kind of movie is I feel like it's just going to stay away from, like, any woke crap or anything like that. It's just going to be that video game kind of movie. It's going to be a little bit campy. I loved that Johnny Cage sort of little trailer of all his movies. Learn some lore, Rhino. Yeah, I know. There was a red Cyborg too. What was his name? Fuck, man. Yeah, that's true. I would know the characters if it was set in the EU. That's right. Sector, that's it. Fuck, man. They could bring so many characters in, and it could be really good. And again, based on that trailer, it kind of looks pretty fucking good. Kind of looks pretty good. All right. Fuck. I got a phone call while that was happening, and I kind of need to call this person back. I'm sorry, guys. This sometimes does happen. If you are new here, this isn't my job. But I do need to make this phone call. So I'm going to I don't know how long I'm going to be. Hopefully I won't be too long. I will try and just keep clicking on stuff to play in the background. Let's see, what have I got? What's my longest clip? Fuck, this is the problem. I don't have a massive amount of clips, like long ones. Fuck. Oh, man. I could just play you Shane Gillis's monologue from the ESPYs. That's 9 minutes long, but I was going to watch that with yous. Fuck. I hate it when this happens. All right, we'll do the ad break, the nap time. That's 2.5 minutes. All right, we'll do some nap time. It's been a while since I played this as a little trailer or a little ad break. Get your nap time in. I'll be right back. Hopefully it won't be long.
Mom, can I have a popsicle?
No, honey, you'll spoil your...
Hey, parents, tired of those out-of-control kids? Throwing embarrassing tantrums wherever they go. At the grocery store, on the playground, even at the dinner table. You've had it with parenting, but wait, there is a solution. Introducing Nap Time, the latest, most effective tool for child tantrum prevention. It's simple. Just douse a rag with our patented Sleepy Time formula, place it over your child's cry hole, press and hold gently for 8 to 12 seconds, and presto, no more tantrum.
I was beginning to think adoption was the only way out. Then a friend of mine introduced me to Nap Time. It's never been so quiet around here.
The secret lies in Naptime's revolutionary fast-to-sleep formula. Developed by military-trained scientist doctors from NASA, Naptime's powerful molecules rush to the child's brain on contact, gently inducing instant tranquility.
This is chloroform.
Already put those wallet-draining crap factories out on the street? That's okay! Naptime works in any situation. On the golf course. An awkward blind date.
I had a really good time tonight.
It even works on pets.
After we had our first child here, we regretted it almost immediately.
We didn't know that she'd cry so much.
Talk about defective. But thanks to Nap Time, our little Samantha here hasn't made a noise in weeks. I keep her in a shoebox.
Call now and we'll send you your very own 24-ounce bottle of Naptime solution for only 23 easy payments of $1.99. But wait, there's more! Act quickly and you'll also receive the all-new Dream Sack absolutely free. It's compact and portable for those on-the-go tantrums. Just cover it, tighten it, and forget about it. It's that simple.
We can't breathe good.
So if this looks familiar...
I feel pregnant.
Then don't wait! Order today and join the millions of Americans who just can't stop saying...
Thanks, Nap Time.
Thanks, Nap Time. Thanks, Nap Time.
Nap Time! When they just won't shut up. Nap Time is not legal in the following states.
Oh, how good was that? I think it was like nearly perfectly timed. It's so funny. I called him back and he didn't answer. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, oh, just wait a sec. I'll let this play out. And then he called and it was very, very quick. So that was good. That's good. I don't need my headphones right now. Did you like that? Nap time? That's right. Nap time. All right, so we talked Mortal Kombat. Let's get rid of that. Looking forward to that. And we're pretty much going into some Star Wars news. You know what's really funny, guys? I don't have any seals for this week. Not one. But I haven't really done like much searching. If anyone in the chat right now finds, at least if we can get people, send me three DMs on Twitter. We'll have a quick look and see if we can get one. If we can get them, we'll do Seal of the Week, and then we'll watch like Shane Gillis's monologue, and then we'll do the results. But if we can't, we'll just watch Shane's monologue. Nominate myself for not having any seals for the week for this week. Maybe we'll do a quick search. But let's talk a little bit about the Star Wars news that sort of came out this week. And once again, we are recycling a fair bit of information. Well, not recycling, but just putting a pin in a few things. So one of the things that sort of came up this week was Rian Johnson's trilogy. And Rian Johnson's involvement in Star Wars. Now, I think we can all agree that Rian Johnson is you could say one of the main destroyers of the Star Wars franchise. Beside Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni, I think he's probably right up there as one of the main ones. Now, this was always, it was always a contentious thing when they announced that he was getting a trilogy before we even got to see The Last Jedi. And then, of course, everybody fucking hated the idea. And I do truly believe that it just kept being trolled, and I think it's become a little bit more evident now. I think it was Ryan did a video, or it was on one of his live streams or something, mentioned, I think it was Ryan, mentioned that, I think he's come out and said that it was never really a thing. But Rian Johnson says his Star Wars trilogy never had any outline or treatment, and nothing really happened with it. So this is like, I think this was the actual thing that he was talking about. He's open to coming back down the line, but is pretty happy doing his own thing at the moment. No, Ryan, like, you probably were given the keys to the castle, and because of the backlash, because of the fans, and because of the, like, I kind of think, looking back on it now, that's kind of why you went so hard against the fans, because they lost you your job. They lost you your trilogy. I don't know, like, conspiracy theory. That's my, but yeah. Nothing happened with it, like, and you've been trolling for years that, I'm still doing it, it's still coming, I'm still going to work on it. It was never going to happen. I think we all sort of knew that it was never going to really happen. But I don't know. I think you got butthurt, Ryan, because nobody liked your piece of shit movie. You were never suited to come to Star Wars, and same with you, Rian Johnson. I mean, J.J. Abrams. We're fucking talking about Rian Johnson. Same with you, J.J. Abrams. And you were never suited to Star Trek as well. You were never suited to these things. But this is what I'm talking about. There's no real, like, true creative brains out there, or directors or anything like that, that would, like, you want to do your own thing? Do your own thing. Do your own thing. Don't come in and destroy another person's fucking IP or another person's franchise. And these franchises now belong so much to the fans. Like, the fans, not that they own it, but they feel like there is some ownership to it when they've invested so much time, effort, and money into these things. They feel like, to some degree, it is a part of them. It becomes a part of their lives. So, Good. Like, for the last few years, I've been saying, let Ryan Johnson do his trilogy. It's so destroyed now that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Kathleen Kennedy hired Ryan Johnson for The Last Jedi because she wanted someone to make The Empire Strikes Back of the sequel trilogy. Well, it was far from that. It was far from that. Kathy said, we're looking for someone to do The Empire Strikes Back, the Empire of this series, sorry. I took that assignment very seriously. You haven't taken anything to do with Star Wars seriously, Kathy. Nothing. Nothing. But see, again, like, this is the extent of Star Wars news right now. I'm going to keep saying this. They blew their load so early. Now, maybe it's a good thing because it allows Star Wars to be on like a little bit of a hiatus for a little while. It allows things to maybe calm down, maybe a little bit. But you know what? You've destroyed this franchise so much that people aren't forgetting anything anytime soon. And being that you're only essentially putting this on hiatus for what, like 6 months, maybe 9, by the time we get Mandalorian and Grogu, I don't think that's going to change a damn thing. I don't think it's going to, like, I think we can all agree that Disney Star Wars isn't Star Wars. Disney Star Wars is so separated from what Star Wars was, from Star Wars lore, canon, and continuity, that it isn't Star Wars. The expanded universe ties things in so much better, and so, like, and that is true canon. That is true Star Wars lore and true Star Wars canon. And you know what's really funny is that they tried to recreate that. Kathleen Kennedy took it so seriously. She tried to recreate the Empire for the sequel trilogy. You know that there was no Empire Strikes Back movie really for the prequels. Like, there was a great movie in there and everybody loves it and everybody always refers back to that as their favorite movie in the prequel trilogy, with Revenge of the Sith. But you know what's really funny is I still wouldn't put Revenge of the Sith at the same level as Empire Strikes Back. It's definitely up there. So, whatever. You could say whatever the hell you want, Kathleen Kennedy. To me, this is just a statement for the SEALs out there, for the shills out there, for the Star Wars Sixplains out there, to be like, see, Kathleen Kennedy, she was really trying to get, like, you know, she wanted the Empire Strikes Back for the sequels, and she thought that Ryan Johnson was the right person to do that. Not that she thought wrong, because, you know, us as Star Wars shills, or Disney Star Wars shills, we love the Last Jedi. We love Ryan Johnson's movie. This is just talking points for them. And it's to try and keep Star Wars afloat to me. The nothing in the stuff that's being reported right now. It's like Darth Plagueis made his canon debut on this day a year ago. Okay. Well, yeah, he made his appearance. He certainly wasn't brought into the canon. Like, if you want to talk about what we got on, like, live action on movies and shows, essentially he was made canon from Revenge of the Sith. But see, this is where, like, I don't understand the premise of why this is, you know, an important post to put out there. 525,000 views. Maybe that's why it was important. The 11,000 likes. Maybe that's why it was important. You mean back? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Anna's got it right there. We're going to give her as like. I think what they're trying to say is, you know, made his live actual appearance by this post. But yeah, that's exactly what I thought when I first saw it. It's exactly what I thought when I first saw it. Maybe we can put Star Wars Holocron as the first seal of the week. We'll give him that post. And then there was this. The Acolyte has received an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Sound Editing for a comedy or drama. Okay, so first of all, it certainly is a comedy. And I don't know if it's much of a drama. I guess it is sort of a drama. It's shit. But what the award is actually for is it's not most like outstanding comedy drama series. It's for the sound editing. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, the sound of these shows have been horrible. Like, I don't think The Acolyte had a good soundtrack at all. I think maybe it was a little bit better than the Mandalorian soundtrack with their techno music and their dun and all of that shit. But like, that's the best. We've got to throw The Acolyte a bone and give it a nomination for best outstanding sound editing for a comedy or drama series. None of the cast, nothing else. See, this is, and I think we've noticed this over the last few over the last few years with the Emmys in regards to the things that Star Wars gets nominated for is never performances. It's never writing or story or anything to do with those elements. It's always just about the way that it looks or the way that it sounds. They're the awards that it gets nominated for these days. That's it. Star Wars Holiday, this is basically the same post. Oh, the reason why I actually wanted to bring this up was sort of a reminder. This thing should have got a nomination for most outstanding what am I narration or like you know how the what's it called? Is that what it called? The narrating of the... Anyway, you know what I'm saying. You know, when she puts the lightsaber up to his throat and they call it the throbbing lightsaber. As she holds the throbbing lightsaber to his throat, he breathes hard and gets an erection. Like, that's what they should have gotten a nomination for. He gets a nomination for most outstanding sound editing. Sound editing. Star Wars. Good job. And this will make the shills fucking... See, look, it's so good that it got an Emmy nom. Mudcrab, how you doing? But yeah, it's so stupid. And then there's this. Andor creator Tony Gilroy gives his thoughts on the main cast getting snubbed at the Emmys. These are epic long-term character studies. Really? You talk so highly about your own work. The ultimate victory is that these performances will be celebrated and discussed for years to come. I feel confident about that. Okay. Didn't really answer the question in regards to how he feels about like them being snubbed. But I do find it funny that, like, I would say that some of the performances in Andor is probably better than the performances in The Acolyte. I will say it's hard to argue that Andor is just generally better than The Acolyte. Both of them are shit Star Wars. And and definitely play around with lore, canon, continuity, characters, all of that sort of thing. There's definitely both of them. One does a worse job than others, but one does a worse job to legacy characters than others, that being Andor. But then, you know, there is obviously legacy characters in Acolyte that they fuck up with. Fuck, where did it go? Did I... Oh, no, it's over here. With Plagueis. With Darth Plagueis, the Wise.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the movie. There's one scene that sticks out, and it probably sticks out for everybody, which is that, have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Were you guys getting an echo at the beginning of that, just out of curiosity? So yeah, good. Give your shit show the Emmy nom. Give your better show nothing. And whatever. Yeah, you guys did have an echo. Did the echo stop at the end of it? So hang on. If I take that down, can I ask, is it echoing now?
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the movie. There's one scene that sticks out, and it probably sticks out for everybody, which is that,
Did that echo then? Watch this. Share screen. Share that. And it'll echo.
I think I remember seeing the movie. There's one scene that sticks out, and it probably sticks out for everybody, which is that, have you heard the tragedy?
And then it echoed, didn't it? So it's something to do with when you share the screen. I don't know why. And like, some people have said, oh, but you don't have your headphones in. Not now, but people have said in the past, oh, but what about your headphones? I've done it with and without my headphones, and it still does the same bloody thing. Still does the same bloody thing. All right, let's see. Did anybody send me? Oh, hang on. Oh, no. Thanks, Mike. He sent me this. Just to confirm it. A new Judge Dredd movie is in the works. What happened to Taika Waititi's Star Wars, though? Taika Waititi is directing. Drew Pearce is writing the script. It's currently being shopped around to studios. Oh, so okay. We'll see. We'll see. Thanks, Mike. I hate that idea, though. That's a scary thought, isn't it? Taika Waititi and Judge Dredd. Whew. Jeez. All right, let's see if we can. Let me just check something really quickly. Let me see if I can bring up. Let me just see if I can find a seal or two. While I'm scrolling and doing a bit of a search, let's just play this for you.
Oh, Mother, read that.
So Mother, don't let the American bitch.
Did you just fart?
Yes, I did. Tell you what to do.
I think it's bedtime, Mother.
Question mark.
I think it's bedtime for Mother. That's...
You pushed so far.
That's the type of videos that we watch on fucking Happy Hump Day.
I gotta pee. Oh my god.
All right, we found one. Oh, so we've got two. We've got Star Wars Holocron. We've got another one. Hang on. Let's play another clip and see if we can find another one while I'm doing that. Here we go.
I said Lyndon would go to the tree and do some ASMR for you, Lethal. In your honor.
I'm so
and then
he'd be hugging that tree. And then he'd be punching it and slapping it, going, "You took my friend." Kicking it. How dare you?
that would be you, Rhino.
Nah. I'd be there going, "Why? Fuck you, Disney! Why?" All right, we got three. That'll do. We got three. We did. I found another one. All right, we're gonna do Seal of the Week, and then was that Blabs? Yes, that was Blabs. That was Blabs. And she came to Australia for MozzaCon 2023, I think that was. Yeah, Blabs is awesome. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm not nominated anymore for Seal of the Week because we got Seals of the Week. Here we go.
I'm all the Jedi.
Yeah, the robe's still going good. I've got a Sith one. I got a black one, but I don't know what happened to it. I don't know where it went. But no, I love that. I love my Jedi robe. It's awesome. All right. That was, but like, you know, we used to do full Aussie at, I think we used to start around midnight for us. So like, it's, you know, middle of the night. It's a little bit cold. Do have the heater going and stuff, but, you know, it's nighttime. I'm getting ready for bed. All right. Seal of the Week. Here we go. So Star Wars Holocron is going to get that first nominee with just posting out there that Darth Plagueis made his canon debut on this day a year ago. Nominee number 2 is going to go to Sawyerism, who reposted Star Wars Holocron that says the final episode of the Acolyte premiere on this day last year. And then she goes, lives were changed. Lives were changed. Canon was changed. I know that much. Don't know about lives, though. You're a weirdo. You really are. And then the third nominee this week is going to go to Jacob, J.I. Jacob, who says, can't wait for the day that we see Rey Skywalker on the screen once again. There's your 3 nominees for Seal of the Week. I think they're all pretty good seals. Fucking hell. Let's put the poll in the chat. Considering we had none, at least we got some. Seal. One, 2, 3. And I don't think that there's like a specific outlier this week in regards to who's sort of going to get the win here. So again, we've got Plagueis making his debut. We got Star Wars Holocron. We have Sawyer saying lives were changed because of the Acolyte. And we've got J.I. Jacob saying that he can't wait for the day that we see Rey Skywalker on screen again. You're one of the only ones, Jacob. You'll be one of the only ones in the theater, I have a feeling. Yeah, Mr. Bantham. I know. Imagine being excited for it. And still shilling for it. Yeah, that's true. Always Space J.I. Jacob. He is a pretty big fucking loser, isn't he? Seals everywhere. Yep. All right, let's watch some of Shane Gillis's monologue from the ESPYs. This brings back a little bit of Ricky Gervais kind of, probably not as harsh, but I would say this one's more awkward. You almost feel uncomfortable watching it because I feel uncomfortable for him. I'm not saying that his jokes aren't funny, and I'm not saying that his jokes are bad, but it's hard to laugh at his jokes when the audience can't laugh at his jokes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I think you do know what I'm saying. Actually, what we're going to do is I'm going to push play, and I'm going to actually grab a drink. Problem is, I had this, and I was drinking this, and this has gotten really fucking warm and really gross. He's lame. Who's lame? Shane's lame? Shane Gillis. I actually kind of find some of his stuff funny. A lot of his stuff funny. He's an impersonator, not a comedian. Yeah. I don't know. I thought his joke about 9/11 and Australians was pretty fucking funny. Oh, no, there's another one. Get down. Shit, I'm going to have to jump out. It's getting a bit hot up here. I'm going to have to jump out. No. Like, that was hilarious. I pissed myself laughing. That's a pretty fucking funny joke. All right, we're going to hit play. You'll still be able to hear me. I'm just going to be over there in the kitchen.
SGA is here. Give it up for SGA. Hell yeah, bro. And now everybody sitting around him is in foul trouble. Megan Rapinoe could not make it tonight. Nice.
That's funny.
No, we're going to pretend she's a good time. All right. John Jones and Nate Diaz are here. Hell yeah. I had a couple drinks with those guys last night at the hotel, and it was terrifying. Donald Trump wants to stage a UFC fight on the White House lawn. The last time he staged a fight in D.C., Mike Pence almost died. All right.
No,
you don't have to do that.
To me, I know, like, Shane, he just takes it on the chin, you know? But, like, I'm surprised they didn't laugh at that one. Some of them clapped, some of them didn't. You can imagine what's going on in the crowd. You'd have, like, during something like that. Actually, in fact, I think even in this, you see that sometimes it cuts to some of the crowd that's laughing and actually having a good time with it. And the people sitting next to them are almost like, "Whoa, how dare you be laughing," sort of thing.
I didn't write it. Actually, there was supposed to be an Epstein joke here, but...
This is great.
As it got deleted. Must have probably deleted itself, right? Probably never existed, actually. Let's move on as a country and ignore that.
I think that's funny.
The New York Knicks had a great season. Yeah, hell yeah. Karl Anthony Towns is here. Hey, girl. Max Crosby is here. Max, I hope you had a good Juneteenth, brother. Why you guys weird?
Did he just say wow?
Why you guys weird? Four-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Hicks is here. Give it up for Brittany, everybody.
This one's funny.
I'm joking around. That's my friend's wife. I knew none of you knew WNBA players. That's crazy. You clap for that.
He's fucking taking shots at them, and they're like, "That's to me, that's great. That's fucking hilarious."
Simone
This guy, they keep cutting to him, and like people around him are trying to like play it off, but yeah.
Biles is here. Yeah, hell yeah. It's not bad. Simone Biles is 4'8" and has 7 gold medals. She's short and has a lot of gold. When she's not competing, she leads a quiet life at the base of a rainbow. It's a leprechaun joke. If you tell Simone,
I don't like that because, like, to me, it's like, I don't know. It's just, that was a silly joke.
a riddle and she can't answer it, she has to give you all of her gold medals. That was the best one. Joe Rogan actually wanted me to be here to host this award show so that I could capture Adam Silver because Joe thinks he's an alien. And Donald Trump wanted me to be here to capture Juan Soto for the same reason. It's an alien joke. What are you booed up there,
crowd? Did he just stop laughing because of the crowd?
It's an alien joke. What are you booed up there?
See that? See that? He thought the joke was hilarious. He thought it was funny. And then because nobody else was laughing, he stops laughing. Do you see that? He looks up, realizes that nobody else is laughing. Have you ever done that? Where you've thought that something is funnier than anybody else in the room and you've laughed at it and fucking nobody, like people are laughing, but they're not like, they didn't laugh like you laughed at it. That's what this sort of looks like.
It's an alien joke. What are you booed up there, dude? Shut up. Aaron Rodgers did not take the vaccine because he predicted it would be bad for him. And then he joined the New York Jets. So maybe he wasn't right about everything. Shador Sanders had his jersey number retired at Colorado this year, and people are saying it's because of nepotism, because of his father, and it's not. It's because he went 13-12 over his career, and he almost won the Alamo Bowl. Definitely not nepotism, right? All right. A big year for the WNBA. I love Caitlin Clark. Kate, yeah, hell yeah.
This joke.
Caitlin Clark, she and I have a lot in common. We're both whites from the Midwest who have nailed a bunch of threes. All right, there you go. Lighten up a little. This is not serious. We'll see about this one. When Caitlin Clark retires from the WNBA, she's going to work at a Waffle House so she can continue doing what she loves most, fist fighting black women.
Those white people don't know whether or not they're supposed to laugh.
Who yelled? Drewski? Thank you, bro. Oh, John Jones. Yeah. What are you, nut jobs over there? Hell yeah. Shohei Ohtani couldn't make it tonight. Man, I hope his interpreter didn't bet that he was going to be here. Shohei is a once-in-a-generation talent. No one's been able to do what he does at so many positions, pitcher, hitter, and bookie. A bookie is what Bill Belichick reads to his girlfriend before bedtime. They do. They read The Very Horny Caterpillar, The Little Engine That Could But Needed a Pill First. And of course, the classic Goodnight Boobs. That was my favorite one. Also, I'm not trashing Bill Belichick. First off, he's 73 years old and he's dating a hot 24-year-old and people are criticizing him. What happened to this country? It used to be a great country. He won 6 Super Bowls. Yeah, he's dating a hot 24-year-old. Maybe if you guys won 6 Super Bowls, you wouldn't be sitting next to a fat, ugly dog wife. They let me do it. I don't. This is Disney. They allowed that.
Is this under the Disney umbrella? Is this really under the Disney umbrella?
I was at yeah, we should have taken that out. I had doubts going into that. That didn't work all week. It was a good year for me in sports. I went to Notre Dame, went to the national title. I was at go Irish. I was at the Eagles game, the Super Bowl when they won, and it was not. Yeah, go Birds. Yeah, go Birds. Yeah. But I was down there. I'm just gonna tell you a story real quick. It's not a good joke. I was. It was halftime of the game, and we looked up, and you could see Donald Trump. He was sitting at the suite, like at the 50-yard line. You couldn't see him, but you could see like his silhouette. You know what I mean? It was just. Also, can we stop pretending Donald Trump knows ball? It's like a weird thing where they're like, man, he loves sport. He doesn't know anything about sports. Every time a team comes and visits the White House, he's like, and you must be the guy who catches. Like, look at these guys, big guys, black guys. And that's just when the New York Liberty visited. They didn't visit. That's just a joke. But but it was halftime, and we looked up and we saw Trump. I was with my buddy, and I was like, we should just sneak up there and try to meet him. And we did. We got into his suite, which turns out it's pretty easy to get access to Donald Trump. It's probably why he keeps getting shot all the time. We just got right in there. But we're in there. He doesn't know who I am, but there's a line of people, and he's just shaking hands with everybody. And I was at the end of the line. But also, I took a picture with him, and I posted it, and people got upset about that.
Yeah, of course they did.
What the hell? He's the president. If Osama bin Laden was in the suite, I would have been like, yeah, you're crazy. All right. But he's shaking hands with everybody. And it's very funny. Trump does this thing whenever he meets somebody for the first time, even if he doesn't know him. He gives them like a crazy compliment. It's kind of nice. Like he got to the guy next to me and he was like, look at you, you're beautiful. And then he got to me and he was like, look at you, you're huge. Like, thank you, Mr. President. But he shook my hand. He stood next to me. So I'm just, I was at the end of the line, so there's no one else for him to shake hands with. So he's just standing next. I got to hear him breathe for like a minute, just standing next to me, just. And then his daughter, Ivanka, walked over to us, which, by the way, so hot. She walked over, and it was halftime of the Super Bowl. I was hammered. I was like, hello. Your dad just said I was huge. So now it's me, Trump, and Ivanka. They're not talking to me, obviously, but I can overhear what they're saying. And Trump goes, Ivanka, how would you like to meet the president of soccer? And sure enough, the president of FIFA soccer was also in the suite with us. He was getting like nachos. And Donald Trump just looks at him and goes, you. And the guy put his plate down and walked straight to us. And then Donald Trump didn't even look at him. He just kept talking to his daughter, and he goes, this is the president of soccer. And they gave us the World Cup, and they did that because of me. And then he walked out of the room. It was just me and the president of FIFA looking at each other like, that was crazy. That was a dumb thing to say. It was crazy. That was crazy, being in that room. It's crazy to be in this room with so many legends. You guys are awesome. Oscar Robertson, that's awesome. Sugar Ray Leonard's here. Hell yeah.
It sort of died in the end there.
Ray, you're the man.
Story was lame.
In 10 years, Jake Paul is going to try to knock you out. So take it easy. There's one thing I want to say before I get out of here, and this is a dumb joke. You guys aren't going to like it, but it's just a Norm Macdonald joke that I loved when he hosted the ESPYs, and I'm going to do it now. Travis Hunter won the Heisman Trophy this year. He's the first defensive player since Charles Woodson to win the Heisman. Congratulations, Travis Hunter, winning the Heisman. That's something they can never take away from you, unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case they can take that away from you. Well, see, a lot of you don't like me, and that's okay.
There you go. We watched the whole thing. Yeah, that last little bit was kind of lame. I didn't see the whole thing before. But yeah, it just goes to show, like, these people, like, they're just so, I don't know. They just can't laugh. They can't laugh at anything that doesn't, really align with how they think or believe or anything. It's like, when he said earlier, like, what's happened to this country, like, it's not just your country, guys. It's like, what's happened to the world? The world is like, the world can't take a joke anymore. Dude just isn't funny. Yeah. I don't know about his stand-up, like on podcasts and stuff like that. Like that story on a podcast, somebody you to bounce off or whatever. Maybe you get a bit more entertainment value out of it or something like that. But I blame the EU. There you go. Shane Gillis. doing his thing. I still think, like I said, it's kind of hilarious that, you know, especially Disney, like what they hire somebody like him to come out and basically like start roasting people. You know, it's kind of like the same thing with Ricky Gervais. Like, you know, what they hired him and it's okay. Yeah, you go out there and roast people. Gervais's was funnier though than that. It was funnier than that. ESPN is Disney. Yes, Stezo. But that's pretty much it. Let's end the poll for. Let me bring it up actually first. All right. Let us. Oops. That's not what we wanted to do. Let's end the poll, shall we? How many votes did we get? We got 18. Can we get a couple more? Can we get to the 20 mark at least? Come on, lurkers. You always come through with a couple of votes there at the end. So number one, you've got Star Wars Holocron saying that Plagueis made his canon debut on this day a year ago. You got Sawyerism saying that the Acolyte changed lives. And you've got J.I. Acob saying that he can't wait to see Rey Skywalker on the big screen again. There are your three nominees. 1, 2, 3. Can we get a couple more votes? Can we get a couple more votes? Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's see. Oh, that one's really fucking loud. That blew my eardrums out. All right. We got 19. That'll do. Even if we get one more anyway, it's not going to change the winner. So we're going to end the poll there. And in last place, third place, with 21% of the vote was Sawyer, number 2. In second place, the runner-up did I say the runner-up before? I didn't mean that. In second place was, with 31% of the vote, was Star Wars Holocron, number 1. And the winner of this week's Seal of the Week, with 47% of the vote, was J.I. Acob. I'm honestly not that surprised. Congratulations, Jacob. You're this week's Seal of the Week.
I'm all the Jedi.
Yeah, it was a small ask, but it's all right. The lurkers sometimes come out of the woodwork just to give us a vote, but it's all good. It's all good. We're all done. We've gone through everything. 2 hours, nice. What's happening? If you haven't backed Flash's book, give it a back. Go and check it out. The Mighty Golden Patriot. Go check that out. I saw that Gary's book's doing really fucking well too. Although Gary's book, I want the audio book of Gary's book, not the the type of book that it is. But thank you, Star Wars Marvel Purist. Great show, as always. Appreciate that. guys, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. Smash the like button on your way out. You can obviously go over to the Jack Show. Are they actually streaming? I say obviously going over to the Jack Show. I didn't know. I haven't even looked to see if. Yeah, no, it's on Adam's channel as well. Go and check that out. Actually, I'll bring that up and put the link in the chat. Go and give him a Rhino raid. Let's get that in the chat here. There's the link to the Jack Show. And you can catch me on Flashcast this week. I don't know. Last week I had a lot of fun last week talking about Superman and, having multiple different people there, different thoughts on the movie there was really fucking good. So that was really enjoyable. I'm hoping that we can sort of have a similar thing with Fantastic Four, but I do feel like we're probably going to be a little bit more united with Fantastic Four, but we'll have to wait and see for that one. Guys, again, thank you all for being here. All the members, you guys are great for your ongoing support. I really do appreciate that. Anyone that sent super chats today, I appreciate that too. And, just you guys in the chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome, legends, and I appreciate all of you for being here. Yeah, we will see you all next week for another Casual Rage. Later.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt!
Put a chicken in it and make her name it gay!
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the movie. There's one scene that sticks out, and it probably sticks out for everybody, which is that, have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
A few minutes? Are you kidding? At the rate they're gaining?
No, what is it? You have to shoot this. Traveling through hyperspace is like Dustin Crop's kid. Without precise calculations, we fly too close to a store. They're bounce into a supermarket and then...
Yeah.
Be a hell of a mess.
What's that?
Watch. You're losing the deflector shields. Go strap yourselves in. Be careful on the way out.
Yeah, sure. I'm taking it very cautiously.
You... Go away!
We bounced too near a supermarket?
Man, I think I just said all of that and I'll go back to stage. And thank you, remember that 4 months. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, dude. Sorry, I missed it.